Northeast Ohio, we're talking about our weekend snowstorm right here. Thanks for joining us. Essentially, we're everywhere right now. If you want to participate with this, go on Facebook. We're going to put this on a live stream on Facebook as soon as that gets going, and you can we can go back and forth with this also. But if you're just watching this, we're going to get you straight through all the information right now. It is 7:34, and we're constantly every couple of hours here getting updated data in from this storm system. So I want to take you straight to our radar for this morning right now. Not a bad start to the day. We're going to take you through your Friday, then talk about your weekend also. This is essentially what we were dealing with. We had a little bit of snow on the very top end of this, essentially, that really didn't cause much of a concern this morning. Temperatures were warm enough to where a lot of this was melting. We've cooled off a couple of degrees, so it could be freezing this morning right now as you're heading out the door. But most roads are going to be okay. Most roads should be just fine as you head out the door this morning. Beyond that, I do want to show you road temperatures. Most of the spots where we did have more of that, rain and snow mix this morning, most of those road temperatures are above freezing. So that's good news. Inland, it is still a bit colder. Mansfield, your road temperatures are right at about 31. So go ahead, and everybody, we're close enough to freezing on the roads to where if it looks wet, you might as well treat it like ice. Rest of the day today, things do change up a bit. We completely dry it out. We keep it cloudy, and we keep temperatures right around where they are. We're going to pick up a north breeze, and that's going to keep our temperatures from really warming up really much at all. 32 by noon, 32 at 2, 32 at 3, 31 at 4, 31 at 6. I mean, temperature's really not going far. Now, tonight, that colder air does start to settle in. Here's the wide view of what we have going on. There's our first system trying to wrap up and get out of here. Not going to be a huge concern. It's already pretty much out of here. It is going to bring some snow off towards, the New England areas, but for us, we're done with it. We get a nice little time to break throughout your Friday. And then here's our next system, our next storm. It's still digging, and by that I mean it's still sliding south. And as it's sliding south, it's kind of growing, it's intensifying. It's going to eventually pull a lot of moisture out of the Gulf, and it's going to really tap into some warmer, more humid air. A pretty juicy atmosphere coming our way for your Saturday. Now, once we get that in here, it's going to mix with our incredibly cold air, and that's not going to be a warm system by any means. It's going to bring a lot of moisture with it into our freezing air, and that's when we're going to start talking about some snowflakes. So here we go. Let's go on to our next graphic here, our future cast essentially. Today, near freezing all day. Not a bad day by any means. We're just going to be cloudy and really pretty nice considering what's coming our way. So take today to, make sure your car is prepared, make sure everything around you is, ready to go for what could be a pretty strong storm system coming in this weekend. Temperature-wise, we're right at about freezing all day long. I'm going to go to midnight. We're going to stop it right here at midnight. That's a mix. It's a brief, little thin, kind of narrow band on the very leading edge. That could make the roads briefly slick late tonight, early tomorrow morning, but it's not going to be enough really to really give us any widespread issues. It's going to be out of here, essentially lift north throughout Good Morning Cleveland tomorrow morning. And then by sunrise, I stopped it at about 6 o'clock. By sunrise, we're going to see that leading edge approaching our western counties. By noon, it's through. It's spread all the way through Northeast Ohio. So we're going to keep that snow in the forecast. On the very leading edge, we may have a brief spell of some rain, but it's going to be raining into, 25, 26, 27 degree air. So it should be freezing as it falls into our air. If not before it hits the ground, and it'll be sleet after it hits the ground, and then you've got freezing rain. That's brief. Temperatures are cold enough. It's going to take over, and then snow is going to be the story through essentially the daylight hours of your Saturday. Stopped it at 6 o'clock. Sunset, essentially. The farther north and northwest you are, the lighter it is, and the sooner it pulls out. The farther south and southeast you are, the heavier the snow is going to be. The snow ratios essentially are a little elevated essentially with that area, a little wetter, and then it looks like the longer it's going to be sticking around. Between 6 p.m. Saturday and about 6 a.m. Sunday, that's when it's all going to pull out of here. The farther north you are, the sooner it pulls out. The farther south you are, the longer it sticks around. Temperatures for everybody drop off into the teens. I'm talking cold and windy. Winds will be gusting over 30 miles per hour. Wind chills will be below zero, if not right at around zero Sunday morning. By Sunday night, when temperatures are in the single digits, your wind chills are going to be 5 to 15 degrees below zero. The good news is about Monday night into Tuesday is that we're not going to have quite as much wind. A lot of this is going to be tapering off, especially as you get back into the next school weekend, work week. If you have Monday off or Martin Luther King Jr. Day, you very well may escape this whole system without having any closings as far as school is concerned. Something to keep an eye on. So a quick little recap. We are under that winter storm watch. Very well may be upgraded for some. The farther south you are will likely be upgraded to a warning. The closer you are to Lake Erie, may not get upgraded, but you're still going to get some snow. It starts with that mix tonight. A couple slick spots possible. Then it picks up through the daylight hours, sticks around until about sunset for most spots, sticks around longer in our southern spots, and then it shuts down early Sunday. Then we got to shift our focus over to lake effect snow. So here it is. Here's our numbers. Here's our latest numbers from this morning. I've tweaked it just a little bit, but as soon as this system essentially made its way on land on the West Coast, we got a really good idea. A lot of the models shifted their thinking kind of into what we're thinking also. So we're looking at a good 3 to 6. At least 3 for everybody, and up to 6 for, Cleveland, Hudson, Lodi, Mansfield. You're going to be on that cusp between, the 3 to 6 and 4 to 8. So plan on about a half a foot of snow throughout Saturday. That includes Akron. That includes Greene. You may get a little more than that, 7 or 8 inches. And then that pink area from Coshocton, New Philly, all the way over to about Pittsburgh. That's where that heaviest snow is going to be sticking around for the longest amount of time. So that's where we're looking at maybe 6 to 10 inches. We were thinking maybe around a foot earlier this week, but it looks like this system's going to kind of pull out of here pretty quickly overnight, Saturday night into Sunday. If some spots get 10 inches, though, I would not be surprised. And then after that, that's when that cold air starts to really sink in. Cold air will become quite a concern throughout your Sunday. Sunday's highs are only, 16 degrees, so get ready for some cold air. That lasts into Monday. Mornings are in the single digits, and that 7 Sunday night, Monday morning. At about sunrise Monday morning, wind chills are going to be 5 to 15 degrees below zero. So make sure you are prepared for that. Tuesday morning won't be as windy, but with temperatures in the single digits, it's not going to take much to knock those wind chills back to 0 or below. Right now, I'm pulling up our Facebook Live, so if you want to communicate, let me see if I can mute this really quickly. If you want to communicate with me, if you want to kind of take part in this, head on over to Facebook and click on that live video, and you can submit your questions, you can submit your comments and everything. And I'm going to try to look at a few of these, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Feel free to ask away. So yes, good morning to everybody. Absolutely lowering the snow expectations. So the models will, again, remember where you get the information from. Our forecasts, if you're looking at the models, if you're looking at stuff on the internet, there's no regulation on those. So make sure you're paying attention to where you're getting that information from. The heaviest snow, still going to be south, and these things are so fluid. They're definitely always changing. Actually, there's not a whole lot of comments on it, not a whole lot of questions. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wrap this up. I'm still going to watch this the comment section here, or you can head over to my Facebook page. Also, I'll be watching that as well. If you have any questions about this weekend storm, feel free to let me know. Timing, again, you're sticking with it for Sunday morning or Saturday morning through Sunday morning. With your snowfall totals, they may range just a bit depending on where you are throughout the system. But anyway, again, ask us questions. We're going to be here. Thanks for watching, guys.